I may have just messed that up. That's the first time I've tried to record it on YouTube Live. So maybe that might have been a mistake. So find that. I may have lost the whole thing. It's okay. So just find that neutral pelvis here. Shoulders lined up over the hips, over the knees. Breathe in. Put your hands alongside your thighs here. With your fingers facing your thighs, your joints and your shoulders are in neutral position here. Our hips are in neutral position. Our knees are facing forward. We mainly deal with, there are about 6 joint systems in the body, but in yoga we pretty much deal with 2 of them. The ball and socket, which are basically your shoulders and your hips, where we get that big movement, we move in all directions, or a hinge, which is like your elbow, back and forth, or your knee. So those are the main ones we're working on in yoga, where we start our asanas and move from. So we want to make sure that we're lining our body up straight so they're not wear and tearing on those joint systems. So in neutral position here, breathe in, got that neutral pelvis, we're lined up. Now I want you to roll the shoulders back with the palms facing forward, which what that does is externally rotates the upper arm here. So we've got external rotation in the upper arm. When we go into a down dog or a chaturanga or a plank pose, we want that external rotation in the upper arm, but we want a little bit of internal rotation in the lower arm. I'll show you how you do that though. So we've got that external rotation here, palms facing forward, elbow, eyes facing forward. Now lift your arms up just as they are. We're still externally rotated, our fingers, pinky fingers are in the middle, palms slightly facing back. Keeping that external rotation, just flip the palms forward now. So we're still externally rotated and internally rotated. Breathe in. Place the hands, fingers nice and wide on the mat. To untuck the toes, press the hips up and back and find your downward dog. Now you can pedal out your feet, your heels moving into the direction of the mat. Dropping your head between your shoulders, your gaze behind you. Keeping that external rotation in the upper arms. People think down dogs is a resting pose, and we do come back and we build our breath that up. We're actually working here on lots of different things. So breathe in, your heels are moving into the direction of the mat. We're broadening the front of the body, externally rotating. If you take your hands and press the mat away from you, that helps push those hips up and back. Breathe in and out. Balance your weight, shift it to the left foot. Inhale. Exhale, right leg comes up and back, heel towards the sky, finding our 3-legged dog. Hips are facing forward. Left heel still pressing back towards the mat. Inhale, exhale, tuck the chin and bring the knee in the direction of your chin. Curling in, coming up on the back toes. Exhale, come back to our 3-legged dog. Go ahead and go through a couple rounds of that, following your breath. Make sure you're engaging all 4 corners of those hands at Hasta Bandha to protect those wrists.
I'm having trouble hearing you.
When you're ready, let's meet back in that 3-legged dog. Coming up on the toes on the left foot to give us some space. Maybe up on the fingers a little bit in the right hand. Swing that leg up a little further and bring it in between your hands in front of us. Lining the knee up over the ankle vertically, pressing the heel back on the left foot, lifting the arms up, finding our lunge, elbows by ears. Now try to stack those shoulders over your hip pelvis. Remember we just talked about that. Stack those shoulders there. Breathe in, sinking the hips a little bit more. As you press back through that back heel, you're engaging that back leg, which engages those glutes. Yeah, we're getting strength and flexibility here. Breathe. Couple breaths so we can engage those quads and those glutes. Back legs extended. Inhale, exhale. Let's bring the hands to the mat. Take all 10 toes and face them towards your left side of your mat here. So we're shifting the right foot and the back foot so the toes are facing the right side of your mat. So you're up on the outer edge of your back foot. Plant your left hand. We're going to lift the right arm to the sky to a modified side plank here. Lifting the left hip up into the right hip. Breathe on your extension. If this pose is not working for you, come into child's pose. Always listening to our bodies. Breathe in and out. Exhale, right hand comes down. Twist the feet around and step the right leg back into our plank position. Pulling the belly button up and in. Inhale, exhale, back to our downward facing dog. Pressing the heels back, pedal it out. Take a breath. Drop those head between the shoulders. Shift your weight to your right leg. Inhale, exhale, the left leg comes up to the sky. Both hips facing forward, finding our three-legged dog. Engaging those wrists, all four corners of those hands. Breathing in and out here, and exhale, we're gonna tuck our chin and curl and find our tiger curl. Bring our knee to our chin. Follow your breath. A couple more rounds of that. Taking your time. If that's not working for you, come back to downward dog. Don't force yourself into a pose that's not working for you. Make sure you've got that big breath. When you're ready, let's back in that three-legged dog. Inhale, coming up on the toes of the right foot. Exhale, left foot comes between the hands and the front. Lining the knee up over the ankle. Pressing through the heels, lift up. Shoulders stacked over pelvis. Finding our lunge. We inhale. Exhale, maybe sink the hips a little longer. Now, if you notice your knee's not over your ankle, it's like this. Challenge yourself. Press that shin forward a little bit so that knee is stacked over that ankle as you sink your hips. Breathe. Open up that heart. Great job, everybody. Just keep breathing. Okay, so from this way, we're going to take the right hand down, left hand down. All toes face the right side of the mat this time. Or left side, excuse me. Left side of the mat. Right hand plants. Inhale, the left arm to the sky. Finding our modified plank on this way. This is a little different way to do a modified side plank. It's a little more stable than we have one down, which is kind of wobbly. Roll that heart open to the sky. Breathing. Lifting the bottom hip up into the top. Yeah, if it's bothering your wrist, please come down out of it. Come down to your child's pose. When you're ready, flip that leg back to your plank and come down to your tabletop. Press yourself back into your child's pose. Take a moment, shake those wrists out. Just roll them a little bit, give them a little bit of movement, and take a breath. Find that breath. If you've lost the breath, take a moment to build it back up. When you're ready, let's push ourselves back up to our tabletop, all four corners. Take a breath, extend the spine. Inhale. Exhale, let's take the right foot and bring it up onto the outside of the right hand here. So on the right edge of your mat, corner of your mat here, right edge. We're going to slide off that back kneecap, make sure those toes are untucked. So we're finding our dragon here. We're going to plant your inhale, engage the left hand. Right hand comes up on the thigh or forearm, and we're going to wing that knee out to where you're on the edge of your foot here. So once you're here, we're not pressing, we're just opening. And then roll that heart up to the sky. Finding our winged dragon here. As we sink our hips. This is a really big groin and hip opener here. Make sure if you might want some padding under that knee. Taking a breath here. Heart's open to the sky. Take the right hand down to the mat. Unwing the leg. And then using your hands to walk your torso back, extension in the right leg, coming up to flex the right foot into a half split here. Both hips facing forward. Maybe sink the hips a little lower. Nice tall spine as we take our gaze down to our knee and maybe lower our torso just a bit until we find that stretch. Again, this is a good place to have your knee padding here. I'm going to put mine there. Your foot is flexed so it helps engage and strengthen those hip flexors as we work on flexibility in the hamstrings as well. Your hamstrings may be singing to you right now. Take a breath. When you're ready, shift your weight forward, bring your knee back around to your tabletop position. We're going to take a breath and then we're going to switch sides. Breathe in, exhale, left leg comes to the outside of the left hand. Slide off that back kneecap in the back. Wing open the left leg, hand can be on the thigh or forearm, and then roll the heart up to the sky with your gaze. All four corners of the hand on the right are engaged to protect that wrist. Your heart is open to the sky. And lift that wing, unwing the leg. Use your hands to walk back and find your half split on this side. Both hips facing forward. Your foot is flexed, but you have a little bit of a micro bend in that knee. Even though we're in extension, we're not locking out the knee joint. You work on the hamstring on this side. Much tighter for me on this side. Breathe in and you soften. On the exhales, maybe you sink a little deeper, finding your edge in the posture. One more big breath. Bending the left knee, bringing the sole of your foot back to the mat, walking your hands up. Take the back leg and bring your right foot by the left foot. You have two choices here. You can take chairs, sink your hips, or you can heel toe your feet out a little wider, toes facing, and sink your bottom down to Malasana here, garland pose. Yogi's choice, either garland pose. Your tailbone is extending through the crown, from the tailbone all the way through the crown here. So we sink a little further in the hips. Great hip opener, great groin opener here. But it may not be working for you, so take your time. Taking a breath. Now, you don't have to be flexible to do yoga. You just have to kind of show up on your mat and breathe and see where it takes you. Whether you're in chair or Malasana, let's plant the palms in front of you. Breathe in, pressing through the hands. On the exhale, lifting from the hips, coming into our forward fold. Take our toes and orient them forward. So we're in a neutral hip position. Dropping the head, dropping the chest toward the thighs, maybe grabbing our elbows as we find our forward fold. And did we bring our breath with us? Make sure we still have that big breath here. Toes facing forward. We've got a nice neutral hip. Take a breath in, root down to rise up, lifting the arms all the way to the sky. Maybe a tiny back bend. Exhale the hands to heart center. Releasing the arms in front of you, finding your Tadasana. Lifting the toes up, planting through all four corners of the feet now so that we can engage the feet here in our Padabandhas here. That helps lift that arch up. Breathe. Find that neutral pelvis that we talked about. Tuck tight and tall. Bring the palms to your thighs so your shoulders are in neutral position. Your palms facing the outside of your thighs here. We're going to inhale the arms up. Exhale, we're going to fold from the hip crease. Bending the knees, dropping the hands to the ground, and lowering our head, finding our fold with our bended knees here. We're going to breathe in and out. Inhale, press through the hand. Exhale, extend the right leg long behind you, and then drop the knee. Left leg comes to follow, so you're in our tabletop position here. Breathe. Extending the spine. Let's work on balance. If you want to get something for your knees, this would be another good time to do that. So we've got some cushioning here. Yeah, go ahead and grab those. Pull that belly button into the spine, extending the crown and the tailbone away from each other. And maybe lifting the right arm up in front of you, elbows by ears. Gaze down. Extending the left leg long behind you. Nice long line here. Right arm, left leg. Finding some balance here. If you feel like you need a little more challenge, take the right arm to the right, left leg out to the left. You're keeping the hips forward. Bring it back, stretching the arm, stretching the leg, and release the right arm, release the right knee. Come up and shake the wrist for just a second. Maybe stretch the hips back for your child's pose. And then meet back in tabletop when you're reset. Pulling the belly button to the navel. Exhale, left arm, left leg this time. Pulling the heel back and the fingers forward. Belly buttons pulled to your navel. Breathing in and out. Finding some balance. Staying here. Or opening the leg and the arm to the side. Hips still facing forward though. Breathe. Coming back, pulling the fingers and heel away from each other. Gaze is on the mat. Exhale the left hand down, the left knee down. I'm going to move my knee pads out of the way. I'm going to lower one of my hips to the mat. Just one, it doesn't matter which one hip or the other, and swing your legs out in front of you. Finding Tadasana, seated pose here. Take your hands, get that flesh so you can root down through those sit bones. Pull the belly button in, find extension in the spine, extension in the legs, but softness in the knees, flexion in the feet. Getting nice and tall here. Using the hands or the fists to press up and get into a little more height, a little more extension in that spine. Now hold it there. Now release the hands, but keep the extension. Breathe. Bending the right knee, taking the right sole of the foot on the outside of the left thigh here. Keep that tall extension we just built. Left arm comes around right knee, excuse me. Right hand, either tented or on a fist, press. Make sure we got that extension, flexion in the left foot. Take a breath here first. Exhale, we begin to twist to the right, taking our gaze over our right shoulder. Knowing that extension is the primary focus of the pose though. Soften on the inhales. Maybe deepen on the exhales. Connecting to the breath. We do a nice gentle twist for our organs, our digestion, for our spine. Opening up those shoulders. When you're ready, keeping the twist, take your gaze over your opposite shoulder now. Just moving your neck only. Still got a nice tall spine. Stay here for a couple breaths. Ready to bring your head back to neutral first, releasing the arms, releasing the leg, and shake it all out. Shake the hands, shake the legs. Make sure you're still grounded through your sit bones, nice tall spine. Get that extension. Go to the opposite side, left foot on the outside of right thigh. Right arm comes around the knee. Press down to find our extension. And exhale, we twist. Taking our gaze over our left shoulder now. Still focusing on extension though. And breath. Feeling the lovely breeze. It feels amazing. Extended leg is flexed, the toes are pulling back towards you. Maybe engage them just a little bit more. Feel the engagement in those quads. Taking just the gaze now over the opposite shoulder, keeping the twist. Finding maybe a tiny bit more extension in that spine. When you're ready, bringing the gaze back to the center, unwinding the hands, legs, shaking it all out again. Where are we on time? We're good on time. Okay, I'm going to bend my knees, bring my soles of my feet. I'm going to scoot up so my feet are on the front of my mat here so I have room. Bring my hands behind my thighs, pull my belly button in. Breathe in and lower my torso to the mat. Sinking my shoulders. I'm going to come up so I can see you guys. Sinking your shoulders here. Breathing in and out. Walking the heels closer to your buttocks. Walk them in. Knees facing up. Breathe in. Pulling, pretend there's a brick between your knees and you're pressing the neck brick together. As we inhale, I want you to exhale now and press the hips up as you lift the arms up and over. Finding a bridge. There you go. Press the hips up, pull the knees together, find stability in the legs. Inhale, exhale, bring the arms up and back and drop the hips slowly. We'll do 2 more rounds of that. Inhale, lift the arms and hips. Exhale, lower slowly. One more time, just follow your breath. 1 more round. If you want to roll on the shoulders and interlace underneath, get up a little higher. If you have wheel in your practice and you want to take wheel, go for it. Breathe. If you're in wheel, just find your stretch and bring yourself back down slowly, and everybody lower their hips to the mat. Taking the knees, pulling them into the chest. Give ourselves a little hug of gratitude. Maybe taking our chin up to our knees in a little ball, nice and tight. Release the torso down, taking one hand behind each knee, pulling the right knee towards the right shoulder, the left knee towards the left shoulder, and then raising the soles of our feet up to the sky, finding our happy baby. Your hands can stay behind your knees, or if you can reach easily, reach up and grab the sides of your feet as you pull your feet down as your knees move towards your shoulders. In your happy baby, you can rock the baby if you want and get a nice low back massage. That might feel really good. Feeling where there's any tight spots in the body. Trying to keep the upper back relaxed though, the jaw relaxed. When you're ready, you can go ahead and drop the soles of your feet back to the mat. The knees bent. Breathe in, interlace your hands behind your right shin and pull the right knee into your chest as you extend your left leg long. This half wind release pose here. Breathe in. You can challenge yourself by lifting the left leg off about 1 inch off the ground here. Challenge your core. Inhale, exhale, switch legs without bringing the leg to the ground. Switch positions. Breathe. You ready? Inhale, exhale, switch legs again. Inhale, exhale, we switch. Inhale, bringing both knees back to the chest. Maybe pulling up into that little ball again. Giving ourselves a nice big squeeze. Placing right hand on right knee, left hand on left knee. Inhale. Exhale, press the knees away from you. One hand on each knee, pressing them forward. Press your knees forward, extending your arms nice and long. Your upper back's on the ground. I'm sorry, I'm just sitting up so I can see you. Exhale, inhale, you pull the knees to the chest. Exhale, you press the knees away from you. Just extension in the arms. Your arms are doing all the work here. Just follow your breath as we move the knees in towards the chest, and exhale, press them away. And lower the knees, bringing the knees to touch, walking the feet out to the outer edges of your mat, finding a constructive rest as we open the sacrum and the low back here. Allow it to widen and find some space. Your arms can be whatever position is working for your body today. And then just stay here for a couple breaths. When you're ready, lifting the knees back up. Heel toe the feet in together until your feet are touching. Knees are touching. Inhale, exhale, lifting the feet to the skies. We extend the legs long. Finding our waterfall or legs up the wall without the wall. Getting our feet above our heart. Our upper body's relaxed. You can stay here. Or if you have shoulder stand in your practice, bending your knees a little bit to get your momentum and press yourself using your hands to protect your low back, bringing your feet up to the sky and find your shoulder stand. If that is not in your practice, please don't push yourself into it. If you have plow, you can take plow too if that's working for your body today. find a position where you can find some ease in the posture. If you're in plow, bring yourself back to your shoulder stand. Let's all bend our knees and slowly lower our legs down to the mat. Take one more big hug for our knees. And when you're ready, find some extension in the legs, bringing the legs long on the mat, setting your heels down. Before we go any further though, lift the right leg up and press through the heel so you find a little more extension and lay it back down. Same with the left leg. Lift it up off the mat, press through the heel, and then lay it back down. Now allow your knees to face, your heels to face each other and your toes to flop out to the side. As we move into Shavasana, considered by most yogis to be the most important posture in yoga. This is where we allow the work, our practice, to assimilate at a cellular level. Our palms are relaxed to the sky. And we begin to find some stillness as we settle in, letting control of our breath go, just allowing it to be natural. Stillness in the mind, stillness in the body, stillness in the breath. Ease to the breath. You play this sound bowl, and I encourage you to just tune into the sounds and vibrations as you continue to soften and settle. Sound bowl is tuned into the heart chakra. Notice if you feel any sensation in that area of your body and around your heart. Bring your focus and awareness back to the space around you, back to your body, back to the breath. As we begin to deepen the breath, feeling the body fill with air. Maybe little wiggles and toes of the fingers, wiggles of the fingers and toes. Gentle rock of the head, slowly from side to side. We inhale, lift the arms overhead and give the body a nice gentle stretch, bringing some awareness back to the body. We exhale, we pull our knees in and give ourselves a little hug of gratitude for all the work we've done, giving ourselves a little hug. Taking our time to roll over to one side or the other. And allow our head to rest into the crook of our arm, feeling grounded to the earth. This most basic pose, our fetal pose here. Reconnecting. Feeling how our body feels after our practice. BKS Iyengar, who is considered to be the father of alignment-based yoga, says it is through alignment of the body that I discovered the alignment of my mind, myself, and my intelligence. Using your hands to help assist you, gently bring yourself back up to a seated position of your choice. I invite you to keep your eyes closed for just another moment, or softened. As we inhale the arms up to the sky, pulling up out of the waist, bringing our palms to rest together. As we exhale and lower our hands through the third eye, bringing our hands through the heart chakra and allowing our thumbs to rest on our sternum here at our heart center. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Thank you for showing up on your mat. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. I don't think it got recorded, so we're going to record Saturday. And I'm probably just going to record it and then download it to YouTube. That didn't work. Can you believe this weather? This is great.
Oh wow.
I thought for sure we weren't going to have this. This is great. I do want to let you guys know, thank you so much. Like I said, no one ever needs to feel obligated to put any money in the jar, but I will let you know I did 6 classes in August outside here, and we raised $220 for Friends of Portsmouth. So yeah, thank you all for your generous donations. In 6 classes, we raised $220. Yeah, so thank you all. That was really nice. So we're going to keep doing them through September, through October, as long as the weather holds out. So
Yeah, if the weather's like this.
yeah, if it's like this, it's great. I'm loving this, doing this outdoors. I know I won't either. Love it out here.